The word supernatural. This word is very, very concerning to me. How is it that it's being used so much by the children of light, and also too it's being used by the children of the world, the children of darkness? In so many songs, the children, this word is used in secular music, and one song particularly that always rings so loud in my hearing is "Supernatural Thing." That song's real old. It's probably out when I was a little girl, about 5 or 6 years old. I remember that song "Supernatural Thing." So I went back and just Googled it, just kind of refresh my memory on it, and just listening to it, and I'm like, wow. How many times he say the word supernatural? Then he have in the background the ladies there saying supernatural, and then he's talking about what this supernatural thing, this supernatural woman, what she does to him, and I'm just listening to how sensual it is. It's very sensual, and we know the Bible talks about in Jude that it talks about how. To keep ourselves in the love of Jesus Christ and not get caught up in, sensual stuff, because that'll draw us away. Because, but getting back to the word supernatural again, what fellowship does light and darkness have together? What communion, what fellowship do they have with, in God, that we're able to use this word and yet still says of God, when clearly I truly believe it's not, because it has no power in it. Because if it had power, of course, the children of darkness would not be using it. They wouldn't, because number one, Satan is not going to he's not going to divide his kingdom. He's not going to make sure, what I'm saying, that some of darkness have power to change people for, to change people over or to convert them over to, the kingdom of light. He's just not going to do that. The Bible says that he's not going to share his kingdom. He's not going to buy his kingdom. He's not. And so, going back to it, just, if you just actually, like I said, Google, how many times that this word is being used in so many secular songs. Just look up the word supernatural in secular in songs, just supernatural in songs. And just see how many times, how many songs come up when people are using this word, supernatural. God clearly says that he's a spirit. He said, they that worship him must worship him in spirit and truth. He told Nehemiah, he says, not by might nor by power I'm going to do it, but it's by my spirit. God's been saying all the way from Genesis to Revelation that he moves by his spirit. That's what God does. He's a spirit. He cannot move naturally, because number one, even in the midst of it, we live in time. And even when God moves outside eternity in time, he's moving in the realm of the physical. The physical really just is all senses, all five senses. So it's not even anything natural about God or natural about us, especially since we have accepted Christ. We're now spiritual, because the word clearly tells, Paul tells us that we was natural in Adam. But now we have been made alive again. We have been made alive unto God by the Spirit that raised Christ from the dead, that lives in us and has quickened us into the newness of life in God. So now we have the ability to have the mind of Christ. We have the mind to be spiritual too. There's nothing natural about us. The natural part is the sensual part of us. And that's the part that actually houses the fallen nature of Satan. That's the part that houses his fallen nature. And that's why it's so sensual. And that's why it gets people off in the end and everything they don't, want to be in. And another thing I want to say is that, that man of lawlessness, when he comes, the man of lawlessness, the Antichrist, he finally gets on the scene when he who restrains let him, he's coming with all the supernatural and most supernatural and you can stand. Because that's his realm. He operates in he operates in the super and the natural. He operates in that fallen, the fallen the fallen man, the fallen mindset, our fallen mindset. He operates in that realm. That's why, Paul tells that to be carnal is to be death. But to be spiritual is life. Period.